Hello and welcome to this edition of 10 Questions for Tyler with ConnecTen Internet. So we're going to start this segment off by reading the question and then just giving a short answer. So we'll start with question number 1, and it will be, can I use or could I use it in my hunting shack off a battery and solar panel? So pretty much we send you a router. However you power the router, whether it be a solar panel, battery, plugging it in, getting electrocuted to power the router, no matter what you do, if you have power to the router, then you have data. So it doesn't matter how you power it up, you have data. So let's move on to question number 2, which is the cheapest unlimited plan you have, and do you have to have a landline? So our cheapest unlimited plan is $99. You get unlimited data, no cap, no throttle, and no, you do not need to have a landline. Or we send you a router, you plug it in, you need to have a socket pretty much, or you can go online and purchase accessories, additional accessories to power it up. So as long as you have those 2 things, you have data again. So again, no, you don't need any landline to have this technology. Let's move on to question number 3, which is, does it work? Does it work in my location? And questions about working in Canada. So pretty much the way this technology works is it works off cell towers. If you have any cell coverage, then you have data. So as long as you have 1 bar, even a spotty bar, you will have data. So it will work in any location that you have cell coverage, even in Canada. Rogers, Bell, Telus, as long as you're in those ranges of any of those towers, then you have data. In the United States, obviously it's AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, US Cellular. If you're in any range of those towers, you have data. Let's move on to the next question, which is, here we go. Off-grid means it won't work, and that's the point of being off-grid, right? So to be honest, which we always are, if you're off grid and you have 0 cell coverage, then the odds are you're not going to really have much data. Is there a chance you might have data? Yes, but it's small. So if you're off grid where you have a cell line or a bar, then you have data. But if you're so off the beaten path where you're considered like totally off grid, then unfortunately you probably won't get any data. Let's move on to the next question, which is, does it power more than 1 TV or computer at a time? This powers an unlimited amount of devices. You can connect your television, your laptop, your tablet, your cell phone, security camera, baby monitor. I can just keep going on if my brain was working a little better, but you get the gist. You can connect an unlimited amount of devices to the network. It doesn't slow it down. So the answer to your question is, yes, you can. Let's move on to the next question, which is, does it work out while you're on your boat? Now, we have to revert back to the other answer to the other question, which is all about cell coverage. If you're on a boat where you're kind of next to the land and you can pick up some sort of a signal, then you have some data. But if you're out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, kind of like where Castaway was, I doubt that you're going to get any data when you're so far off the beaten path in the middle of the ocean. So let's move on to the next question, which is, can you replace phone services and how much? Pretty much phone services, I don't know that this is going to replace your phone services because we're not AT&T, we're not T-Mobile, but we give you data. So what a lot of people do is use Wi-Fi calling. So if you're connected and you have some sort of an application where you can use it to call, then you can do that. So unfortunately, no, we don't replace your phone service, but we do allow you to get online and use it however you can to call whoever you want through any sort of application. Now let's move on to the next question, which is, will it work in remote limited cell service areas? Yes. If it's a cell service area and you have remote data and you have a bar or two, then yes, it will work. Let's move on to the next question, which is, how much is the subscription and what services does it use? I don't want to click and get 5,000 messages. Of course, nobody wants to get 5,000 messages or emails. So the way this works is you have a plan, 4 plans to choose from. $69, $89, $99, or $120. Those are our 4 plans. You choose any one of those plans, pay a minimal activation fee one time on date of purchase, and that's pretty much it. We ship it out, and if you love it, you have a 10-day trial, you keep it, pay the monthly fees, enjoy the data. That's pretty much how it goes, home and mobile. Let's move on to the next question, which is, how does it work? Does it work in the country? Beautiful question. This technology is amazing. No SIM card. It's pretty much a smart router. Technology is called Netrify. It works with all carriers. AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, US Cellular. If you're in Canada, Rogers, Bell, Telus. It picks up the best carrier signal. So as long as the router is plugged in, it always works to find you the best carrier signal. So as fast as your router is as fast as your signal is gonna be. So you probably won't know what carrier is being projected through the router, but if you do a speed test, it'll tell you what carrier it's coming from, and you get great speeds and pretty good signal strength. So it's amazing technology. You should try it out. We have great reviews.